today, and I'm sure more people are coming in, but we like to start on time. We have a full agenda all lined up. Today's is a cross-team sharing for the Market America World Conference 2020 that just happened in Miami. For some of you who are new, so Market America has 2 conventions in a year. Usually about February will be our MAWC, they call it Market America World Conference. And then in August, it will be a MAIC, Market America International Convention in Greensboro. So usually for our cross team here, we call ourselves Melbourne Million Dreams. We will organize Zoom call like this for people who have gone to the convention to come back and share with us what they have learned and what inspired them. And hopefully, you know, after you hear all this sharing, it will inspire you to go, because it is so important. I couldn't emphasize more how important it is to actually be physically present in this convention to really build the belief and the posture that you need to be successful in your business. So today we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people lined up to share with you their takeaways. And the first person, a very respected Market Australia successful unfranchised owner, Sabrina Chai from Perth. Sabrina Chai, Sabrina has come to Melbourne to give us a local seminar, I think was maybe a year or 2 ago. Absolutely enjoy Sabrina every single time I listen to Sabrina. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Sabrina.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Ching Wei. I still love to call you Ching Wei, and thank you very much to Lily for actually inviting me to share. And I must say that doesn't matter how many times I've been to Miami, I just love Miami. I feel like going home every time when I attend all these conventions. Especially tonight, right? My topic is talking about the power profile, and basically that is my most favorite moment, right, of the power, listen to the power profile speaker. So who am I? I am very lucky that I started shop.com few years ago, and I actually took the risk and then trying to run the business. I have no sales background. My background is actually purchasing manager, and I'm lucky that when I was building the business part-time, I actually went to America once a year. Normally it's Greensboro, to attend the convention and to learn more and come back and build my team. And once I actually retired from when I fired my boss at the year of 2014, and then my business mentor, Dr. James Scott, told me that, Sabrina, now you have to come twice a year because you don't have to apply annual leave. So this is how I end up going to America twice a year. Now, I just want to quickly show you that we all know when we have this virus, right? We were wondering, Vincent, should we go or should we not? Yes or no, yes or no. And finally, we decided that, okay, forget about the virus. If anything happened to us, it will happen, right? So we decided to, pack the bag and still go ahead with the trip. So I'm lucky that we have through Airbnb, we had a very nice, apartment in Miami. And then the first time we arrived, we actually have a very good time together. So this time we have people from Malaysia and Australia, and the yellow flag is actually from Sarawak. So I'm building a team in Sarawak as well. I do believe that doesn't matter where we come from, the golden destinations of our GMTSS is always the USA conventions. Doesn't matter if you Singapore, Malaysia, or Australia, right? Just we are like a pilgrim. Once a year, you just have to meet there and learn from the best. So when I meet those top income earner, it really made me recharge my energy to see that this is so ordinary people, and they are able to make something that everybody is dreaming about. Of course, one of the highlights is our old friend Charlie Bear. Yes, and this is another highlight that we have our Market Australia family. It is always very good to actually meet our Market Australia family from Melbourne, Sydney, and then we hang around. the time that we can spend together was too short. So yeah, so this is why I treasure every time when we have Australian distributor, to meet in the USA. So I hope we have more people coming to August, and then we can maybe get together for a meal or something, and then we can really, build our team bonding. Right. So there are 8 speakers for the power profile. So as I say, one of my favorite topic apart from JR Loren, it will be this power profile people. So I do encourage that you guys actually go watch the video, because these videos are on YouTube now, and then I share it in the group as well. Okay, now I'm going to pick the 3 that I think that most touch my heart. Like the first one is we are that is Frank Chong. We are the creation of love. Frank, we know him quite well because we are part of the Marianne and James group. So I cruise with him twice a year. So he was born in Taiwan, very rich family. In Chinese we call 富二代, right? And he's the only child and doing very well in his study. The parents has a fantastic business. However, when the first time he went to Miami, right, 9 years ago as a prospect. So only the first time he was there, he actually wake up. It's a wake up call for him. He say, it's an income structure. The income structure actually come with a system. And he talked about, all the successful business people, the boss, why are they so successful? Because they have a system, and then they employ people to work for them. Okay, so then he also talked about WIT. Then he talked about WIT is whatever it takes, or we are any all together, be smart. He also said that make the right choice, 45 years versus 2 to 3 years. And he said that, look, we've been doing 45 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years later, the time is up. And what do we get? So, and then also he also mentioned that if the whole family, his whole family is all in it together, so therefore they must have ticket, they bring more people to the conventions. And one thing that I like, he was talking about, you really have to sacrifice whatever that you have now for a brighter future. There are lots of people who wanted to have a good lifestyle, but they don't want to work hard. So these type of people, right, in our team, I always refer them as dreamer. You can keep dreaming whatever that you want, but if you don't work for that, nothing will come. So, we need to learn and do things better every day. And during his presentation, he also mentioned Chris Hartfield. I don't know him, so I Googled him. Basically, this is one of the person that Frank Chow really loved, and he read his book. He said this person loved to teach and loved to learn. And then he said that, Chris said that the more I know, the less the less I fear. So when he went to in the space shuttle, when he looked down, he looked at the Earth as one big beautiful blue planet, and that is a vision. And then Frank Chong relate that because of that, the first time he went over to Great Miami Convention, he saw JR, so he probably thinks JR is a beautiful Earth, and then he saw the vision of JR. And then he also said that we had 2 Christmas and 2 Thanksgiving, one at home, one at the convention. So he's a beautiful young man, beautiful personality, and I think he represents. He's a role model for the young generations. Well-to-do family, smart, and he run a very good, successful venture business. The second person that I fell in love with is Sharon Loren. And Melbourne and Sydney people, and you guys are so lucky that I think she came here for a local seminar, right, a few years ago. So Sharon Loren, I was quite touched by her story, and she was actually sound like she was doing well, but she was broke at a very high level, and she had a 17 daughter, a single mom, and she's working, nearly 80 to 100 hours a week. So what turning point was, it was so funny that she said that a colleague actually gave her an OPC because she doesn't believe in the product, so the OPC actually sit on the bench for 6 months. 6 months later, the colleague actually collect the OPC and get it back. Then a week later, she went to her chiropractor. The chiropractor introduced Isotonix and told her that, Sharon, you had to be on the product because this product has helped so many patients of his. So this is how he started using the product. And she registered the business so that she can buy a wholesale price, but she refused to look at the business for a year. So she just joined the business, buy the product. Then after a while, she started complaining her life. One of the person that she complained to is actually a UFO. And the UFO actually said to her that, hey, I think you should come to Miami convention. So she did attend the Miami conventions, and then her life just changed. And then what she said was, a no may never mean no. It may only mean not right now. Okay, and it might, even though a person will say no to you, and they might lead you to the right person. And for her, you know, sometimes when we are doing recruiting, we say to our prospect, oh, would you take time to look at this business? And for her, she said, never say that. It sounds like we're downgrading our business, right? So she said, we partner with the best company, we partner with the, you know, with the passion. So how serious are you about designing your life? So from her story, I learned 3 things. Follow up is important. The first person who gave her the OPC is back in follow up. 6 months later, she collected the product. Therefore, their team, you know, has one less great leader. And attitude is important at prospecting. I think sometimes we are just, you know, we are not proud to be a, you know, short.com UFO. Your prospect can sense that. And then I think we just had to be patient with the sleeping UFO. And he joined for about a year before he actually looked into the business. Okay, so these are the 3 key things I learned from her. Then, of course, the last person is Olivia Lee, which is my all-time favorite, Columbia University. And then after she graduated, even her mom made so much money, a director at that time, Ming Liu. Ming Liu started the business with no money, no time, no English, and no excuses. But then after she graduated, Olivia graduated her Columbia University, she refused to look at the business. She thought, Mom, that is your business, right? But then her mother, you know, dragged her, get her to the convention. I think it's Miami. Then she realized that, look, after a few years of working for a private bank, making 6-figure income, for her, that was only a temporary income. So then she actually changed her mindset, ran the business, and today she's really successful. The first convention that she went, she said it gave her the desire to dare to dream again. And then she also talked about short plan. You need to know your ratio. And one thing that the key thing that I learned, and I keep telling my team member is, learn to discipline your disappointment. Not everybody that we show plan to will join our team. Not everybody who join our team will be a great leaders. We just have to continue to look for the right person, and don't get disappointed that if your friend or your prospect say no. And you know, and then she also said that your success is the average of your team educational level. As I'm a big advocate about education, so I really her presentation really touched my heart. And she said you had to build the people up before you build the business. And she is a director, and she said her journey was all started with 1 ticket. So when we go out and sell the ticket, right, I think we just have to be very confident that this ticket, if I sell this ticket to a prospect or to my team member, this ticket, it will change their life forever. My life was changed because of Marianne sold me a ticket in USA. So after all, right, I really enjoyed the whole trip. My favorite, if I ask everybody to pick 1 slide, your most favorite slide, or pick 5 favorite slides of your presentation of your trip, right? I would say this is my most favorite. The biggest mistake that we make is believe we had time, especially now with the Wuhan virus is going on. It was so sad that people are losing their parents, their children, their lover, right? And people think that, yes, we still have time. So I think Loren presentation, it just hit us at the right time. And Laura actually said the time, we cannot negotiate with it. What will you do with the time that you have left? So for us, all of us, we know that we have a birthday, but none of us know we have a, you know, end day. The day that we finish with, you know, in this lifetime. So therefore, I think this actually coming, so that's why I use it in my calling as well. I said, look, um, there was a little girl, 20 years old in China, because of Wuhan virus. Within 25 days, she lost her parents, the father, she lost her mother, and she's sick. So I was thinking, look, this little girl, she wrote in the diary that she never knew that the time with her parents is only 25 days. So I think to do that, I like to conclude my presentation to say that look at all these successful profile speaker, look at all these powerful leaders. I think they really understand the importance of the residual income. So if we understood the importance of residual income, I think we will get through all the brick walls to get it, right? So at the end of the day, you know, how fast do you really want to build a business? So in this business, it's so good in the way that you can build it fast or you can build it slow. It's either way, it is fine. You can build it as fast as you want, or you want to just do a bit of cycling and look at the view on the side. It is okay. Everything is good as long as you don't stop, right? So you decide. And then of course, we love to see you, all of you, and more people at the Market Australia 2020 conventions. And then my time is up, and I will I don't know. I wish everybody all the best, and we'll see you in May. Thank you very much again, Lily, for inviting me. And then I'm glad. I wish we can do more sharing, and I would also like to invite some of the Australian leaders to share in our weekly Zoom calling as well. All right. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy tonight.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. Thank
Sabrina has to rush off. That's why she's going like a speed bullet train.
I have a 7:30 calling. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. Okay. So the next person is Sophie. Sophie is fairly new UFO, and so glad she went to the convention, and she's going to be sharing with us her first convention experience.
Can you hear me?
Sophie? Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you online. I just want to say that it was like Chelsea says, it was my first time going to this convention, and I really glad that I went. It was a convention that was inspiring, it was encouraging, but it was also challenging at the same time. I'll just share with you a few of my, I suppose, takeaway points. The first one is experiencing it all live is completely different. It's a totally different experience to just watching videos or recordings. I suppose when I started as a UFO, we have lots of content. We're very blessed by all the content that we have on YouTube. But watching videos was great, but experiencing live is completely different. If you've attended a live concert or a live sports event, you will know what I mean. It's things like, the atmosphere of the crowd that gets you going, right? It's, when somebody shares something, everybody cheers, and your level of excitement just increases. You get to see the true passions and real emotions of the speakers, especially, well, for me personally, JR and Loren. They're not just putting on a show or just because they're good at public speaking, but they really care, and they really are passionate about this business, and they're passionate about making us to be successful business owners. You're also made to feel like part of the family. We're part of a really big market, America, shop.com, Market Australia family. We're not just a group of people with common business goals. I think that was something that was surprising to me. I suppose you come to a business conference. I work for a market research company, so I understand what it's like to go for business conferences. It's very business-like. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's very business-like. It's very formal. This was very different. It was, we're made to feel like part of family, and that JR and Loren and subsequently all the leaders, they really care about us. They really care about the business. Another point is you get to learn from all sorts of different people, like Sabrina mentioned about the power profiles. I hope, for all of you, if you haven't found a power profile that you relate to, I suggest that you look for one. You get to learn from all sorts of different people, different speaking styles, different approaches, different skill set, different backgrounds, different, I guess, language skills even. And it's so nice to be able to learn from all these different people and go, oh yeah, that's more like me, and this is less like me. And you learn to handle different situations, especially when sharing the business and meeting customers and new prospects. Also for me, because I like Jamie Foxx and Scottie Pippen, it was very nice for them to come on stage and, just see them do their thing, their star power. And it was quite exciting. I felt like a kid who was like, cheering for my for my idol. But it was awesome just seeing that. And to know that, I suppose we have the power to invite them. We are worth their time coming in to just share with us and just encourage us and work together with us. That was pretty powerful. I guess my second point is it was very exciting for me to see the progress the company is making. So there was a whole big session where there was a show and tell of all the new products that are coming. And I think, you know, new products are great. I think we're all excited about new products. But what really rang through for me was that we, shop.com, really look for best products in the market. We're not just happy with, oh, you know, average product or a product that might sell for a little while, but we really source the best products. And knowing that gives me the confidence to go out and tell people, hey, you know, when I talk about Isotonix, it is the best product in the world. It's not just, oh yeah, a good product. It is the best product in the world. And that was really, you know, just inspiring for me. There were also, you know, I suppose improvements to our back office and websites that I look forward to. I work for a technological company, so every time there's a new update in the company, I get excited. So for me to see it that in for our business, it's quite exciting. There will also be, you know, like better BV and IBV deals for us, hopefully. And one more thing is the power, I guess, our ability to negotiate with partner stores. I remember there's a moment where Mark Ashley maybe, where he showed us, you know, a slide of how Target in America wasn't giving them a good deal. So basically we had the power to dump them. And I thought, wow, this business is big and this business is powerful, and we have the power to negotiate better deals for both ourselves as business owners as well as our customers. So that was an amazing moment for me. Other magic moments, one of my favorite power profile was this guy, Kevin Duong. He's basically, I suppose, he started this business when he was young, early 20s, and you know, he did the whole, I suppose, normal thing. You know, you study, you get out of uni, you find a good job. He had a good paying job, but even though he had a good paying job, he realized that he was trading time for money, and it had limited, it was a limit to that. So when he was introduced to the business, he took it on very seriously, and it helped him generate a residual income for when he needed the most. His father was diagnosed with cancer, and then he was so glad that he had, you know, residual income, that he didn't have to go to work. He could spend as much time as he wanted to with his father before he passed away. So his takeaway, I suppose, line really was along the lines of, you know, you build the ark before the storm. So he was so glad that he got the opportunity to build the business and generate residual income before he needed it. And his story is not the only one. There are other stories and power profiles that came through during the conference that sort of had that theme. And I think for me, that is my mindset that has changed, you know, from now on, is that I want to build the business, build the residual income before the storm, if there is a storm. Yeah, and I hope that this has encouraged you too. I really think everybody should invest and go to conferences, because it will change your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophie. That was so inspiring for first timers. So hopefully, yes, more people will be inspired to go. All right. Without further ado, the next speaker is Lily. Lily is our veteran, well-respected leader of the MMD group. So Lily has been to quite a lot of conventions, but yet at the same time, there is always awesome nuggets that Lily will always share with us. So over to you, Lily.
Thank you, Chelsea, and everyone for coming on board this chat here. This is so exciting hearing from new attendees like Sophie. Oh, I feel so excited, you know, hearing from you actually. So my takeaway is that, like what Sophie mentioned, I'm just going to cover those key points which I feel that I can use straight away in my business. So firstly, like Sophie mentioned, the most important thing that we must be proud of is that our products is really, really very, very top quality products, because that is what the companies strive for. So the best thing about it is that I think it's Mark Ashley, not Steve Ashley, that I shouldn't have put Steve. Is it Steve or Mark? Mark Ashley. And he was talking about, yeah, sorry about that. It should be Mark Ashley. He says that the ingredients that we have got in our products are all best in class. So for example, our esterol that is in our astaxanthin is really the top astaxanthin that we can get. So is our pycnogenol, and the new products that we are getting, the collagen, pure collagen, we have got 2 out of the 3 collagen that is needed in our body. And of course, when he talks about our curcumin product, Curcu Green is again top in class. Same for our thymoquine, which is in our Tylenol. So be very, very proud that all our ingredients are active ingredients, and they have got well-researched science behind them. So they have got a lot of clinical studies done, and so that we should really be proud of that. And another thing that we should be proud of is that the company actually is very conscientious about making sure that quality control is there. So instead of just having one level of quality control, which is normally what happens at other contract manufacturers situation, that means they do the quality control at the manufacturers. In market America, they actually do 2-tier quality control. So one is at the manufacturer, and one is when the products arrived at Market America's warehouse. So you can be sure that when what we say is in our product is really, the ingredients are really in there, okay? So when we talk to people, we can confidently say that, yes, our products here, if it says it is pharmaceutical grade, it is pharmaceutical grade. So my takeaway from this is that if you have got UFOs in your team, and with your new UFOs or people in your team, it is very important to pick 3 to 5 products and study them well, and then to be able to start retailing, because that is what we need to do, all right? Then Dennis Franks, what I learned from him is, of course, he always talks about how retailing is very important in our business, because it gives us cash flow, and we are, after all, in a retail business. So our goal should not be minimal thinking, but maximum thinking, going for 500 BB per month. Retailing to 10 to 15 repeat customers is what we strive for, and that is what is duplicatable. Right? So, and a lot of people that you meet, if they are not ready for the business, that's okay, because a lot of people out there, they are still thinking in the gig economy mindset, where they just want to exchange time for money. And in our business, we do have something in like a gig economy, because if they love the retail and get immediate cash flow, we have the products that they can do so. Think about makeup, think about skincare, and even Isotonix and our weight management. So my action is that as a sponsor, again, for new UFO, do not leave it up to them to decide, oh, what should I, pick as my major. So help them identify what is the line that they can focus on, and pick 3 to 5 products out of that line to concentrate on and be good at it, all right? So Dennis was also promoting about trial size marketing. So if you have got a team, you can do this together with your team. If not, you just start with yourself, all right? And what he talks about is buy 3 boxes of the daily essentials if that's what you want to focus on. And I think that's actually a good start. And then hand out 3 sachets per survey that you do, right? So that you actually have got 30 trial sizes every month. So, and what that means is that then out of this 90 that you have already done in the 3 months, there's a high chance that you will get 10 repeat customers, don't you think? Another thing that we should be implementing and paying attention to is our inventory management. Come 31st of March, if you have got any balance of products that you have not assigned, that you have not created receipts for, you do need to assign them. And so that you can either roll it over to inventory for future sales or use, all right? Along the way, you can assign status. For example, if you have taken products out of your inventory for promotion, marketing things, or for personal use, you can do that, all right? But if there's any leftover balance, 1st of March, you will be notified in your back office of the balance that you have left in the inventory, so you do need to go and assign, all right? You will not red flush or purge if you don't. However, it means that you cannot order product until you've done the assignment, okay? So all UFOs and sales rep have to do this. Don't worry about global products that you have ordered because they are considered personal use, so they won't be in your inventory anyway. And if you are borrowing from your other UFO in your team, and you have to order products to replace, you drop ship the products to the UFO that you have borrowed from, and then the products that you have ordered that has been drop shipped, it will still go into your inventory, and you still need to create sales receipt for the customers that you took the products from your UFO to give earlier, understand? So basically the action step is by 31st of March, please assign all the balance of products, and the easiest is just to keep in inventory if you're not sure what you're going to do with them yet. My takeaway from JR is basically something that I can implement is he talks very strictly about how before we show the plan, the prospect that we talk to must consciously choose residual income. That means they must want residual income. So because if they buy into that we have got a residual income machine, then by them leading us to the right people, they earn a good 6-figure residual income. So it's actually an offer too good to refuse, because all we want them to do is just to evaluate, right? And then with our MPCP and evaluation approach, no decision close trial run, it basically means that you do not sponsor people who can't lead you to people, okay? And by doing the trial run, we are proving to them that, hey, this business works. You are already having people come and check out the business and they want in. Then only do you register them. And lastly, he talked a lot about programming our brain, because we have got to reprogram our brain and take out all the junk and put in positives and program it that you program it to accept that you can be a director, that you are a director. So in the talk, he actually had showed us on a video how when this was like 25 years or 28 years ago, he actually had written 3 pages of A4 paper, his identity, who he is. So he urges us all to actually write out who you are, because if you don't, your brain will make you who you are around. And if you are not around positive people, guess where you are, right? So writing out positive affirmations is a must, which I think all of us should do. And I've done mine, because that is something that when you say to yourself, you are changing your self-talk, right? And of course, his take is always 2 evaluations a week is really doable. And you are only sharing, not asking the people to join you. So it takes the pressure out when you when you meet people, because all you want them is to evaluate it, okay? And then for this business, seriously, it is not a business where you can do it alone. So look for a senior partner to work together, all right? And JR even offered, if you can't find, if your senior partner won't work for you, call him. So the offer is out there, all right? So you need to have a senior partner to work together, and then together with a senior partner, even doing the calls straight away with the prospect at the evaluation meeting, because they really don't know what to say, and you are there to guide them. And have a list of 100 prospects to start with, and keep adding 2 a day, as we know. So the prospect that we want, they have to qualify themselves. So are they enthusiastic? That's important. Are they coachable? And do they lead you to their people? So these are the 3 things which you want to look for in a good prospect. And if they tick all those boxes, then you have got what he calls a diamond in the rough. With Loren, she actually talks a lot about making sure that we all understand our weaknesses and all that. And because we have so many distractions coming at us, especially on iPad, iPhone, on our phones and things like that, a lot of us are losing focus and concentration. I'm guilty. So the first step to creating anything in your life is to focus, because she correctly pointed out that when we concentrate and focus, the impossible becomes possible. And one of the analogy that she uses, which is so direct, like, for example, she's talked about how if you can't join a gym and expect to lose the weight, you actually have to turn up and put in the work, right? Otherwise, there's no result. So what we have to do as a UFO is we got to learn, know what our weaknesses in, and get good and improve on get better, I suppose. So we need to learn, practice, and show up. So come to all the meetings and trainings and Zoom callings. That is part of how you get around positive people. And make a list of the things that you want to stop doing. Example, get some off time from your device. So you understand that you are the only one that is holding yourself back in this business. And Shelley Bowl is one of the profile speaker, and this is so true, and I really like it because it's just stating the fact. You will never feel like it. I mean, F-E-E-L, not F-I-L-L. Sorry, bad spelling. You will never feel like doing this business. You just got to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and do it. So that's my takeaway. And I think all these little things that I have mentioned are things that is doable, that you can apply straight away on yourself and in your business. All right. That's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lily. That's excellent sharing. So many golden nuggets from Lily's sharing. Wonder whether, Lily, you can share your PowerPoint pack with the team as well.
My PowerPoint? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So our next speaker is Stella. Stella, are you there? Yes, I can see Stella. So Stella, is this also your first convention?
Yes, this is.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, fantastic. So we are also really looking forward to hearing from you. Just like Sophie, how is it like being your very first convention? Over to you, Stella. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Stella from Doncaster East in Melbourne, from Joe and Esther's team. Yes, this is my first time to Miami US convention, and I finally get to see the boss in person. That is JR and the wife and the team. Yeah, so seriously, JR and Loren and the rest of the team have quite glam personalities. They are very like glamorous looking and like Hollywood stars. Yeah, but I think JR was unfortunately not so well this time around, so he didn't get to perform his usual stunts. Yeah, so anyways, it was a great learning experience, like going to lecture every morning The only thing is these lectures last the whole day, and you kind of get bottom ache from the 3 days of sitting. But anyways, it was thoroughly enjoyable, and and I thoroughly enjoyed the education and the training provided by JR, Loren, and Mark Ashley's. Their presentations were pretty remarkable. So yeah, you all have to be there to know it, to experience it. Yeah. So we also went on a cruise after the convention that was organized by the chairman of the advisory council, and he's also the international field president of Market America, Dr. James Kuo. So he does this cruise every year for his team from US, Taiwan, Malaysia, Singapore, and Australia. So this time we get to stop at Republic, Dominica, and Grand Turk. So yeah, the whole purpose of the cruise is to bring Dr. James Kuo's team together from all walks of life and different countries to train and be educated further during the cruise. So we have lots of coring and one-on-one meetings with the top and also the high achievers from the different countries. So it was and also to learn how to do the business successfully. So it was a very educational cruise and very it's pretty interesting. Yeah. So as most of you have been sharing on JR and Loren's and Mark's training, I will share instead on the group meeting with Dr. Kuo on this cruise. Yeah. So he actually gave some pointers on how to be successful in the business. Yeah, firstly, he says that you are the CEO of the business and you are responsible for the management of the business. And then you have to be very serious about it, because this is not this is a part-time business, not a spare time business. All right. So he says also when you have achieved a certain level, it's good to have a separate business account to run it, you know. So when you have residual income, so you set aside a separate account for this business and don't mix it with your personal or your other accounts. Yeah. So so you have to also spend time efficiently, like Susie Alford shared, I think maybe a couple of months before, that you have to have a time schedule for the everyday running of the business. Time is money, and so you need to manage your time well. Dr. James also recommended that people should start the business part-time and not to quit your job to do it full-time. Otherwise, you have no money to invest in the products. So you don't have money to buy the products and try it, you know, and see how fantastic and good it is, as Sophie and Lily has shared. So management of money is very important, and he recommended us to go through the book by Robert Kiyosaki, whereby it says all educated people has 3 kinds of education, like school and college education being the first one, and then professional education, and finally the financial education, where you learn the skill of managing your money. So before reaching PIN level of National Supervising Coordinator, most of us will have to put the money back into the business to invest. Probably those in the Southeast Asian countries like Malaysia or Taiwan, they would, because of the exchange rate, they would have more money to spend. So probably they can spend their money at supervising what's the MC level or SMC level. Yeah, but for most of us, we can only get to spend our money when we reach NSC level, when we have the 4 weeks of study income. Yeah, so he also recommended investing when you have your residual income, to invest in property for another residual income. So I don't know whether this is feasible in Australia because of the high tax and everything. So yeah, but in America, the more high level high pin level people, they are investing in property as well. Now, secondly, you also need to grow the business. In order to do this, you have to acquire knowledge and training that the business provides, so that you can change your mindset. You know, like let's say if you are an engineer before and you're always facing the engines and other stuff, you know, and you don't face people. So if to do this business, you have to learn how to communicate with people, because Dr. James is actually an engineer. So he says people's skill set is very important. You must learn how to communicate with people, learn how to network, learn the people skill. Yeah, because this is a people business. And also leadership skill is very important, so that you can grow your team, go for all the major conferences, in particular this US one, so that you can be trained by the boss himself and all the other high achievers. Okay, so yeah, and you can also kind of like connect with your boss and see how, you know, he presents, he talks and stuff like that, you know. So he advised us to go to local seminars and callings, and to a certain extent HBPs, UBPs, so that we can learn to be good leaders, right? So, and also get to feel the reason you would want to go to the US convention is to get to feel the atmosphere there, the intensity of the teams. There are many teams there, and they are really passionate about the business. Yeah. So finally, Dr. James Kuo also advised on a few things, like we are not perfect people, so we make mistakes. But he says not to repeat the mistakes. You know, learn from your mistakes. Do not repeat. Let's say if you recruit someone who is passive, or not passive, not so positive, or, you know, so the next time you recruit, do not recruit another negative personality. Okay, and if you have reached a plateau, you have to reflect and think about how to improve, you know, like consulting your senior partners and going for more trainings. Okay, and then one interesting point he mentioned was the business is dependent on how many leaders you have. You know, to be very successful in a business, you need to have leaders in your team. So if you yourself have certain shortcomings or weakness, you have to recruit someone who can support you in that area. All right, recruit someone better than you. So if you are 006, find your 007 or James Bond. Okay, so in my case, it's Sophie. So she's my 007. No pressure, Sophie. So anyways, always find someone better than you in some ways. Okay, that's all I have to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stella. That was invaluable to be able to share the special calling from Dr. James Kwok in the cruise after the convention. That was invaluable. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Yes, I also want to recruit people who's better than me. That's a really excellent tip. excellent tip. All right, so the next person to share with us is HongLing. So HongLing also has been to many conventions. In fact, HongLing and I have been in many conventions together as well. So today HongLing is going to share with us about the new products, which is very exciting. I love new products. So over to you, HongLing.
To unmute myself. Hi, just give me one second. Okay, hi, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, hi. So I'm going to talk about the new products. They have introduced quite a number of new products. So what I'm going to go through first of all is the health and nutrition, right? And this one Lily has already touched on. And in the Mark Ashley, we only produce the best formula, clinical study, and quality control. This one already done. So the first one that I want to talk about is the collagen. And this is already we can buy from our global shop, right? So it helps in skin health, collagen is used throughout the body for our joint, for our ligament and hair and nail and muscle and strength. So, and also the other thing that Dr. D was saying is actually gut lining as well, which is surprise, surprise. That is good for that, right? And what is in our formula? We have actually got 5 grams, and this is very high dosage if we compare to whatever that is on the market, right? And what it means, the hydrolyzed collagen, actually, collagen, there's an typo error, is a small bioactive peptide. So what that means is we can absorb easily, right? So, and it comes in the little vial. So when we take, we just twist the top and then take it. So we can take it with just by itself. So it has got the berry taste. So it has got berry taste. Hang on, wait, not finished yet. So it's berry taste, and also we can also add to our isotonic. Somehow it wouldn't compromise the isotonic, right? So we can take it with that, with our OPC, and it works well with all our like essential kit and the rest of it. Excuse me. Right. So go order because it's already in global, right? Then they talk about the astaxanthin. We already got the prime astaxanthin as in tablet, right? But that one is not a vegan product. This one is the isotonic is vegan. They are able to make it vegan because there's no like the capsule thing, right? So this is vegan, meaning is vegetarian as well, right? So this one has got 6 milligram of astaxanthin, right? And that is and I think Lily has already mentioned estradiol. Estradiol is the best astaxanthin, and how they develop the astaxanthin is in the control environment, and they cultivate this algae, and the estradiol is from the algae. So they have got controlled environment, and they purify and sterile environment. So all the, how do I describe it? And is the same standard. So whatever that they produce is the same standard. So therefore, we have the best astaxanthin in the world, right? So what they recommend is we can take this, and we can still take the prime. So meaning we will have the 12 milligram, and that is very good for the body, right? And in the formula, that the astaxanthin has got the vitamin E and also the vitamin C as well, right? So then what is it good for? For vision, eye muscles. So especially we are looking at screens all the time, and this is excellent for that, right? We have got our phone, our laptop, our iPad, right? So this will be good for that, right? So it neutralizes the oxidation and then the other point is the muscle. And there are studies done by I think they have got hundreds of studies, and in one of the studies it helped in the muscle. So whether it's for athletic or for the aging population. So for athletic, that they have to run, it helped their muscle, and for the aging population, it also helped in the muscle as well. And it is a very powerful antioxidant, 6,000 times of vitamin C, right? Potent than the vitamin C, and 800 times of CoQ10, right? So it is sounds very, very amazing antioxidant, good for the skin and everything. And especially now with the coronavirus, and this, I think we should all go and order this one and then take with the prime as well. We want to protect ourselves, right? So those are the health and nutrition. And then just Yeah. So I've already mentioned this, right? Should I take the prime or should I take the isotonic? Well, their recommendation is take both, right? And because if the isotonic, so you can take it with your other isotonic essential kit, etc. And then you take the prime later on. Right. Then we go into the skincare. So Lumière, the V, they actually introduce brightening C-Serum, right? And this is already on the global, right? So it's not in our site yet. So what does the C does, right? It reduces the appearance of dark spot, reduce the fine lines, and promote healthy looking complexion. And of course, that is what we want, the suppleness of our skin. And one of the things that one of the skincare expert went through was, why is it in this dark, you know, it's not the normal Lumière, the V bottle, and because they want to keep the C-Serum in a darker environment, so therefore it is in this packaging, right? So that is that. How to use it? So this is like it is quite I'm not sure whether I should say potent, but slowly introduce your regime, because not everybody can take vitamin C quickly, right? So you just introduce, is like our retinol, right? You just introduce it. You may start with 1 or 2 times a week, right? And then slowly you build up, right? So you don't want to be too fast too quickly, and you apply only 3 to 5 drops onto dry skin. So meaning clean skin, dry, right? And then you put 3 to 5 drops, and then you only introduce, and then you put on whatever that serum. But of course you need to wait till it goes into your skin first, right? And the results, you can see the result in a few weeks. Oh, I forgot to mention for the collagen, and they reckon that you will see results in 7 to 8 weeks. Go back to the collagen product, right? So it would be great to mix the collagen. Actually, I didn't mention the collagen with the Astaxanthin as well, and with the C-Serum. I think all of us will be looking very young, okay? Then there are a few products that they are not on global yet, and they are not on the shop.com. These are all the products that are coming. So Lumière the V is introducing the brightening broad spectrum SPF 50, and this one, it has got the brightening capability, which is slightly different from our already cellular lab, right? Cellular lab, we have got the SPF 50. So this will be even, I would say, improved products. Then there is going to be a after sun glow and renew, the skincare Lumière the V. So if people that in the sun too long, then this will help them to have that after sun glow and renew, right? So this is the also a new product will be coming. Then there is some Lumière the V Lumi stick. So these are the multi-purpose stick, and is for hydrating for the skin. And what it is they are saying that if you are not putting foundation on, you can put it as a kind of luminous, make your skin look glowing, right? Or you can put it on top of the foundation. So there are 4 colors, and these are also coming. It's not arrived yet. So normally what they do is in the convention, big convention, they will say what is coming in the next 1 to 3 months. So they will release it when they arrive. Then I think this is the most exciting one that we hope that we're going to get it in Australia. This is already in the US. It's selling for $27.95. This is retail, right? And it comes with 4 lipstick and 4 lip liner. So for the ladies, I think we are very excited about this, and I hope that we'll get it soon, right? And the reason that we are excited is because normally the liner is longer, but this one is just small enough for you to use for the lipstick, I suppose, right? Then there are many palettes that are introducing to the US. So, and again, we will hope that we will get the Euphoria lip one is on the right, and then the eyeshadow, and then there are some lip high gloss and the lipstick, and all these packaging are similar to the, you know, the Boss Babe, all are the cardboard, and it's light and it's easy. And Talia was there in the convention. Talia is a Latino performance, and it seems to be she's very famous. And Loren managed to get hold of her to joint venture, I suppose, to come out with this palette. This one is a Talia Viva motif palette, right? So this one is also coming. It's not here yet. And here meaning in the US. So we'll probably have to wait for a little bit before we get it in Australia. Then another exciting thing is the Zoom, right? As you know, today we are using Zoom, and many of us are running Zoom with our coring because we can't get together all the time. And the Zoom Market America has negotiated to be able to get IBV, but don't quote me how much is it, but it's definitely cheaper than what we are paying now. So it's like very affordable now with the Zoom. Right, so this is how you will go and get yours. And even if you already have Zoom, you can still subscribe, and they will do the reversing of the money and etc. So you go to my account, my service, and then there's a Zoom video conferencing, and that is where you subscribe to it. Okay, then there are many, the shop annuity products and their health insurance. These are all in the US. They can lease car, and there are many gift cards. And one of the things that I think somebody mentioned it before, either it's Lily or I think Sabrina, is whenever there's a, in the US already happening, the low IBV, they will change it and then get to the high IBV. So hopefully we will all get that in Australia, right? So that is all I can say. So that's all. Thank you. And that's all for my sharing. So pass to the next one. Chinwei, Chelsea, you are not unmute.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. Thank you, HongLing, so much. So excited about the Zoom. Actually, I'm so excited. Besides new products, you know, our company is just so good. Always thinking for us. Always thinking for the UFO. And they know that we use a lot of Zoom and we pay out of our pocket. And then now we're going to get IBV for it. How awesome is that? So thanks so much again, HongLing. We look forward to having all these products into our house soon. So the next person who's going to share with us is Sarah. I'm so excited. It's Sarah's first time in our Zoom calling. And it's such an honor to have Sarah, our Melbourne's UBP coordinator, with us today to share with us. And Sarah's going to share about her learning from Loren. Over to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Chinwei, and hello everyone. And thank you so much for inviting me. Especially Lily, thank you for inviting me. And no, it is my honor to be part of your coring. And thank you for inviting me and allow me to share a little bit of what I've learned from the World Conference. And this is actually my first time to the World Conference in Miami, and my second time to America. My first time was about three years ago, 2017, when I went to the Greensboro, like our international convention. Yeah, so this is my first time to Miami one. And as all the leaders have shared before me just now, which have done great job in sharing, thank you everyone. You know, Miami conference has, taken me. Yeah, and I will encourage you, if you can go. It is just awesome. I went with my family. I took my husband, my son, and my daughter along with me. And yeah, just to build belief so that my kids know what mama is doing. And yeah, and I drag my husband along so that, you know, he can have more belief about shot.com. But one thing about going to conference, you know, and you hear a lot of leaders, they always talk about building from event to event. And that is so important. And you must not stop going to event, especially, you know, when you are discouraged or when you are down or when you have bumped into hurdles, you know, of struggles in your business. That's when the more you need to go to convention. And this time I planned for this Miami conference 2 years ago to go to coincide with my son finishing year 12. And little did I know that in the last 2 years, I had a really bad time, and was very down, was very discouraged. And going to Miami, it has done such a big difference, because when you go there, it just builds the belief right back, and you will just fall in love with shot.com. To know what you have, all of you, you have a nugget in your hand. Shot.com congratulate to all of us, all of you, that we have partnered and own Shot.com, because it is such an amazing company. And we have such amazing CEO. We have Loren, we have JR, and the whole corporate team who are just so passionate, and they are seriously putting their life and themselves in front for us, for each one and every one of us. And all they think about is how to build this company for all of us around the world. And the effort and the time that they spend, it is just incredible. And I really salute them. And yeah, so if you get to go to convention, go. They are amazing. And when you see all the other leaders, kind of like, wow, it's out of your imagination, seriously. You know, sitting across from my chair is Olivia's team. You know, the whole entire section is her team, right? So big. If you can't imagine it, you must go to see it. There's so many of them and so big of them. And you know how united they are? It's incredible. And they all have t-shirts. My goodness, different day, different color. So, but every day they wear the same color. So on Thursday is one color, on Friday is another color, on Saturday is another color. You cannot miss out with their team. And then during break time, do you think they rest? No, they will gather around different part of the stadium. They have choring, and there are so many of them. They're like ants, you know, everywhere. And it is just so inspiring to know that, you know, people out there, teams like Olivia Lee, they can make it, and I think we can do it, and it becomes such an encouragement. So anyway, my time is very limited. I gotta get back to what I want to share. Sorry. Okay, I only have less than 10 minutes now. Yeah. Tonight I want to share with you what Loren has shared, because among all the overloading kind of information in the conference, can you imagine 4 days non-stop, no break for toilet even, right? And Loren has shared things that, you know, that really impacted me, that I share with you. And she was so passionate. I love her. And her sharing was like speaking directly, you know, to me. She shared a lot, but I want to share just 3 points. with you. I will share my screen. Just very basic PowerPoint, if you guys don't mind. Yeah. Can you see my screen? Is it sharing?
Yes,
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 yes.
see.
Okay.
Yes, we can see.
Right. And basically, she shared about how that we need to face our fears and work on our weaknesses. That we all have weaknesses. We have to work on our weaknesses every day, not from here and there, but every day. And it is a process, and it is a never-ending process. Because when we do this business, we are not just business owner. We will need to build towards leadership, because when we are on our own, the moment we start sponsoring people, we have to learn to be a leader. And to become a leader, it is a learning experience. It is a process, and it's a process that never ends. And all of us, we have weaknesses. And later I'll also talk about, and she actually talked about our weakness, right, can transfer. Our fear can transfer to our kids. And in business wise, it can transfer to our team. And so our fear and our own weaknesses can limit ourselves, and at the same time, it will limit our team. And Loren said, okay, that she gave an analogy. As a child, we learn to walk and we learn to ride a bike. We fail, but we will get up and we will keep trying until we succeed, until we can walk, until we can ride a bike. We never give up. We never will tell our mom and say, Mom, it's too hard. I'm not going to do it anymore. Right? That's when we were little. But as we grow, fear set in as we grow older. And Loren said, we all think that we need to know everything before we can do something, right? We also think that if we make mistakes, what will other people think about us? And end up, we will do nothing, right? In my time of doing shop.com, I found that most of us, in fact, all of us, we have lots of fears. Fears of talking to people, fears of approaching people, fears of introducing products, fears of what would people think, fears of losing friends, fears of losing face, fears of don't know what to do, fears of don't know how to lead a team, fears, and lots of fears. And as Loren said, because of fears, we end up doing nothing much or couldn't go too far. In fact, sometimes because of fear, we're so scared, we didn't even start anything. We don't dare to do anything at all. So she said, face our fear. We must face our fear, and we must face our weaknesses as a leader. And fear and weaknesses, if we don't face them, they will become our limits. And in turn, we will limit our team. And then there will be limiting our business growth. Right. So she suggested a few things to overcome our weaknesses. She suggests that we do write down our weaknesses or our fears on one side of the paper and our strength on the other side, and then do this 4 steps. Admit. Step 1 is to admit our flaws, our fears, our weaknesses, and then work daily to turn them into strength. Right? And then write down why we want to overcome those fears and weaknesses. And then step 3 is also think and write down what would you do with your life if you change, overcome the weakness, because that will give you the courage and the focus and the want and the willingness to conquer the fear and the weakness. And then you list down your strength that you can use to overcome that weakness. So she said, no, do not, next point, hang on my PowerPoint. Yeah, she said that do not let your weaknesses become your excuses, because I think we do that. Even I have a lot of weaknesses that, it has become my excuse as well. So it has been served as a good reminder. Yeah. And she said, face your fear. she gave an example of, you know, her riding on the plane, you know, plane that can land on the water. Like, to keep it short, I won't go into the analogy. Now, all this Loren sharing, right, you can actually download it from our back office. You know, it's actually there. You can listen to it. She was saying that her fear of sitting on a plane is that can land on the water actually stop her from getting to the house. They have a special house in Bahamas, right? And but one day she has no choice because she has to rush back to a calling and the weather's not good. They cannot go in there with their before. So she has no choice. She conquered her fear of 6 years of stepping onto the plane. And then she shared that with us that, you know, her fear of going into the plane, she uses as an example, right? Which is real life to her. Her fear of going into the plane actually impacted Loren, Amber as well. So Amber has that same fear because the mother has a fear. And when the mother conquered the fear, Amber conquered the fear as well. So translate to our business, what we are saying is that our fear, our weaknesses will transfer to our team. And it will limit our team. It's just a Loren limit Amber when it comes to the fear of flying, right? And so therefore, we just need to face it by going ahead, do it, conquer it. And when we conquer it, get out of our fear zone, comfort zone, only then our business can grow. Only then our team can grow. And that is one point that I would like to share. And the second point that I would like to share is about struggles. Loren said something that really hit my heart because I'm going through a lot of struggle. And then she said, your struggles today is the strength you need for tomorrow. Now, in this business, we experience struggles of various degrees and various levels. And many people, many UFO, because of struggles, because of fear, because of weaknesses, because of difficulties, they quit. So me too, as I said, I have a lot of struggles that discourage me. Now, this sentence, your struggles today is the strength you need for tomorrow. It is so very true because from our struggle, that's where we grow. It is from our struggle, that's where we can learn. We just need to hang on. We just need to persevere and attend seminar, local seminar, convention, plug into Corey, plug into your team. All this, listen to audio, listen, all this, plug in, right? Stay the course, right? Do not give up and you will grow and you will see that all these nuggets, all these struggles that we are going through will become the nugget, will become a stepping stone to our success. So do not give up. When you have struggle, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, yeah? And then another one that she shared just now, I think Lily actually touched on it, or Sabrina that touched on it, and she actually talked on about focus and concentrate. Yeah, her sentence is focus and concentration is powerful. That is the line to take away. And then she said that do not mistaken movement as achievement. Do not mistaken movement as achievement. We often are too busy. We are busy and become exhausted. Actually, I'm doing that. That's me too, right? We're busy until we're so exhausted. And then Loren asked, what are we busy about? What are we busy doing? We're busy doing what? She asked. Are we productive? Are we focusing on the minors and not the majors? She actually said when we are busy until burning out, until we're exhausted, please stop and ask ourselves this question. What are you busy doing? Are they productive? Are you focusing on the right thing? Are they minors or the majors? We need to concentrate, focus, because that's where the power is, right? And she said, do not major the minor, right? Not in life, or especially not in our business. Do not major the minor. If we do, she said, we will always be behind. Often we are so busy, actually, she said, until we have no time to think. Actually, I'm one of the culprits too. I'm so busy, I have no time to think because I don't even have time to sleep, okay? Now, if you have no time to think, she said, we cannot improve. And we don't even know where our business is going because we have no time to think, we have no time to evaluate, we have no time to measure, we cannot adjust, and we cannot move forward. And that is so true. I find that I've been so busy that I have no time to stop to think, to even differentiate the major from the minors in life as well as in business, because so many things, you know, from all corners. We're just busy, doing, like a headless chook. No wonder I brought out a bunch of chicken instead of a bunch of geese. And Loren said, you know, we need to create space. We need to create space in our lives for this business. Actually, this is so true. You know, while I'm talking now here, you will see that there is happening to so many people out in the field. Yeah, we're all too busy, right? And so we need to create space in our lives for this business. And so that we can think, we can focus, we can concentrate. And then she said that, you know, we all must have a to-do list. But most people don't know this. Most people actually don't need a to-do list. They need a stop doing list. Stop doing list. That kind of like ping, that's what I need. Stop doing list. Because we're all too busy. We make a stop doing list so that we can make room for the things that we are going to start, for the things that's important, for the things that are major. So I think this is such a great idea that everybody should have one of these, the stop doing list. So as I say, coming to an end, sorry, I think Hong, I'm taking up your time. I've been so busy, so busy. There's just so many endless things in our family, in my life that suck me up. Really just suck me up and distract me and slow me down. And I believe that is the same for many UFOs. In fact, that's why a lot of UFO can't do this business, because they got sucked up by life, by family, by business, by all the things that's happening in their lives. They have no time for business because they have no space. So this is what Loren said. It is year 2020. It is a new year, Loren said. It is a perfect chance to shine. Give yourself a new beginning. So let's face our fear, overcome our struggles, make a stop doing list, make space to think, focus and concentrate, hit the main thing, and bring our business to the next level. And that's all from me. And thank you so much for your time. I hope, I brought something that can, bless all of you. Thank you so much. Qingwei,
thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, Sarah. That was so powerful and passionate. Oh, I can totally feel it. I'm sure everyone has been typing away on the chat and say, so awesome, Sarah, you're sharing. I think that really makes me want to go and listen to Loren right after this. Thank you. Next person, last person is Hong. Oh, our only gentleman in tonight's sharing. So Hong is going to share with us about learning from JR. Over to you, Hong.
Sarah, can you stop sharing? Sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Hi. My part is basically on what JR covered on the Friday night and the Saturday. So Friday is the second last night, and then Saturday was the last day. And I strongly encourage everyone to go get the videos, and you can spot the videos by JR's Hopeless Success, part 1 and 2. And then on the last day is the close. The Hopeless Success 1 and 2, they go for about an hour and 50 minutes, but it's well worth all of us watching, all right? Now, before I start, this was another thing that JR and also Mark Ashley hit home. And you can find this in the back office as well as on YouTube. This is the digital education and credibility presentation, because what they found through feedback from other UFOs is that in the last maybe 12 months, if a new person that you're talking to goes into the internet and they search shop.com or Market America, what inevitably happens is that there are all these negative articles that Google will present. Right? Now, these are actually tricks, okay? You have to listen to this and watch this. So they are all incorrect, right? They are all, if you like, to use the current terminology in the US, is fake news. So what Market America has done is they've created this 5-minute video to present the correct view for a prospect, especially. And they encourage us to do this proactively as opposed to not mentioning it until the prospect brings it up. So, you know, as an example, today, Lily and I went out to talk to a prospect, and he showed interest in what we were talking about in the summary. So we're inviting him to come to the Saturday's local. But before we even take it any further, after we left the meeting, straight away I sent him this video and I wanted him to watch, because I don't want him to go back, search on Google and read all this fake news. So that is one thing that the JR and Mark Ashley encouraged us to do. So over to you guys, all right? Now, one of the things that JR talked about, and he brought this up from the history that they had, and he was talking about Elizabeth Weber and a few other people that they started. And this was the method they used 20 years ago, and they were very successful. And what does JR mean by being successful? He says, I don't sponsor, I don't recruit, but I use this evaluation technique to the extent that the prospect that I'm talking to has already led me to several of their prospects now without signing up, okay? So what he would do is he would talk to someone, a prospect, and the prospect showed interest. He says, look, put me in front of the people you know and let me explain this business to them. So he goes on and he says sometimes he would go 2 or 3 levels before he signs up anyone. And when he finds that there's enough people of his interest, he goes back to the very first UFO or the very first prospect to say, who would you like to sponsor? Do you want to sponsor them or do you want me to sponsor them? And he says, as a result of using this technique, every one of the people that he has brought into the business have either been directors or have led to several directors further down the line. All right, so this is something that we should all listen carefully and follow what this particular evaluation technique does. And the key to this, and I think several of you may have seen it was in the August Greensboro conference where he talked about the geese, right? So this is the imprinting that he says that the geese do, and he compares it with the chicken and the duck, right? The chicken runs around the coop like, with the heads chopped off, whereas the geese will be teaching their little goslings how to behave. So when he brings it back to our business, what he says is this: when you have a new person who shows interest, don't just sign them up. Get them to lead using the evaluation technique to lead to the next level and the next level and the next level. And when you do this, it's like the imprinting of the mother goose teaching the little goslings. And once the little goslings understand this, that's how they will repeat, right? And I suppose the opposite to what he's talking about is, and many of us included, Lily and I, when we get somebody who shows a little bit of interest, has the $500 investment, you sign them up, right? And then 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month or two, they won't even pick up your calls, right? Because they, for whatever reason, they've gone in, they think it is an easy business to do. All I need to do is sign up, and I've got my shop.com portal. People will come, right? So my business will start. Oh, that's not, right? So following this trial evaluation method, we then lead from one to another. And as I said, this can go on for 3 or more levels with no one signing up as UFOs, right? And there's the imprinting like the goose. And while this is going on, obviously, there are retailing events and other presentations going on that this prospect can be participating in, right? As he says, every UFO he sponsors in the last 25 years is now either a director or have led to several directors in their organization. And the last thing that he did on the Sunday is he was working on our brain, right? So all of us were there listening, but I call it the brain surgery. And this is what Lily touched on, which is the affirmation, all right? So I really strongly encourage all of you to go and listen to the 3 videos, and listen carefully, take notes. And if you want to follow what they're saying, then we should all do it, and perhaps as a team in Melbourne, okay, using this evaluation technique. That's all I've got. So I'll hand it back to you, Chelsea.
Yes, thank you so much, Hong, for your sharing.
No problem. You're welcome.
And thank you everyone tonight for sharing, from Sabrina to Sophie, Lily, Stella, HongLing, Sarah, and Hong. And we have extracted so much, excellent nuggets from all of you. Everything from messages from JR and Loren to products to personal experience, first time, to even, Dr. James Kwok's special coring on the cruise, and power profiles and so on. Everybody, probably that all the whole convention has been recorded on YouTube, and there's a master list of all the YouTubes. So strongly encourage everyone to go and listen to all the YouTubes that are available, as well as tonight's coring is also recorded by Kitty, and Kitty will be sending that out shortly after this. Yeah, okay. All right, we are 3 minutes past the hour, so unless anybody has got any burning questions, otherwise we will end the call. So maybe I'll just give about 10 seconds to see if anybody has any burning questions. All right, looks like there's none. And I can see all the thank you messages. So everybody is very thankful to all the speakers who shared tonight. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Chelsea.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Kitty, for hosting. Bye-bye.
We had the most number of people I've ever had, 61 tonight. So wonderful. Thank you.